Wow, it is a scorcher out there again. Welcome to Blade and Brush, everyone. I'm Mike, your wet shaver, back with another video. And as you can see from the thumbnail, yes, we do have another one from Cella Milano. This one is the organic shave cream. Someone had actually gone ahead and sent me the special kit that comes with the brush, along with the soap and the aftershave. And that was sent to me off of my Riverside wish list. And then I picked up the aftershave balm and the pre-shave gel to go with it. So I've got that as a complete collection. So that, let me show you right here. So this formula is supposedly organic, although I don't know how, because if you're using natural ingredients, one hopes it'll be organic, because you don't want all those chemicals interfering with your soap. Because, yeah, pesticides can actually affect your vegetables, and if you're making a product that is based on vegetable matter, that can affect the quality of the product. So, yeah. Now, I'm not sure if this brush is synthetic or boar bristle. It looks like boar bristle. It doesn't smell like boar bristle, so I'm assuming synthetic, especially because the feel isn't quite what I would expect from a boar bristle brush. It behaves more like a synthetic, so I don't know. I think it is, and it's just made to look like a boar bristle. But yeah, Cella Milano is a shave cream. In fact, actually, let me show you right here. Yeah, this is it right here. It's a little bit harder than your average shave cream that's sold here in the United States, which it's kind of like if Taylor Bond Street, you know how when you first open it up, it's like really soft and fluffy and all that, and then as you go through it and the air gets to it, it starts drying out and becoming harder. Well, Cella Milano starts off like that. It's still, fairly new and not quite as exposed to oxygen yet, but it's firmer in terms of that consistency. So, yeah. Now, it has been tricky for me to try and find the right water to shave cream ratio so that it doesn't come out all runny. I think I figured it out. The lather I'm building is fairly decent. But yeah, if you check out the bristles on here, yeah, this definitely does not act like boar bristles. It would be, much different. As you can see, it's been a couple days since I shaved. So I'm going to go ahead and get started because I start work soon and I don't want to be delaying. So you see this tiny little pinprick hole where the product comes out? Yeah, so you don't use up too much in one go, which I kind of like that about European tubes, because most of what gets sold here in the United States, you get this like bigger hole, and then you have to be very careful in squeezing stuff out so it doesn't get all over. And now the pre-shave gel is kind of interesting in its consistency. But I can't talk today. But yeah, it's rather interesting because it's not quite a pre-shave oil, which some companies will do. Yeah, check this out. Now, I actually have used this before. When I first got it, I couldn't help opening it up and breaking it in. So this will be like my third or fourth time shaving with this. And getting it all over. This brush is weird. It's like, if it's synthetic, it still sheds like a boar brush. And if it is a boar brush, it doesn't smell. Yeah, and yeah, I know. I should be able to tell if something is synthetic or natural bristle just by looking and feeling, but it really doesn't feel like either, if that makes sense. I'm going to assume that it's a synthetic of some kind. Because yeah, the European Union and Europe in general has been moving away from like natural bristles and tallow-based soaps, so I'm going to guess it's some kind of synthetic, not made to resemble boar. Got my Razorock G.o.A.T, by the way, with the Pole Silver Super Iridium. Now this has a very subtle scent profile. It's like the almond scented shave cream. You definitely notice a scent. But with this one, you really don't notice anything. Or it might just be too subtle for my nose. I gotta be careful because I got what looks like might be a pimple or something. No, doesn't appear to be bleeding or anything. Might be an ingrown whisker. Because I'm not usually one who gets pimples that are just red. Usually you get that white pussy stuff, or black like a blackhead, or white pussy stuff like a regular pimple. It's just a red bump, so I'm thinking maybe it's an ingrown whisker. All right, that's pass number 1 done. Yeah, I'm liking this progress already. It's a good thing about the Razorock G.o.A.T. It's a little bit more aggressive than the Mercury 34 on which it's modeled, but at the same time, it's still a fairly medium to mild razor. And much like the Mercury 34, it can knock out several days worth of beard growth. It slides through it like butter, especially when you have a nice and sharp blade. I know a lot of guys like to stretch the skin, but the way my whiskers grow all the way up, like right to the periphery of my vision, it just makes that unfeasible. Or infeasible? It's unfeasible or infeasible? I don't know. Maybe you can tell me in the comments. And being extra careful not to apply too much pressure, because the Razorock G.o.A.T is a fair bit heavier than, say, the Edward & Jagger or Mule in my collection. In fact, I think the only other razors I've got that are comparable to it in weight are my Phoenix Ascension razors that are made out of 316L stainless steel. Then there's also my Vikings Blade Emperor Augustus and my Weishi adjustable. And those are the heaviest razors in my collection. You might have something even heavier. I was watching this shaving video the other day from Ohio Shaves, and he was using the Rex Ambassador adjustable razor and recommended that as a lifetime purchase. And if you have the money for it and you want to spend it, I would say go for it. But I checked the price on that thing and I was like, dude, that is like just crazy for a razor. I didn't even pay that much for my vintage Double Duck straight razor. It's like I paid like $150 for that in 2017, 2018. And that's worth about $600 or $700 now. But the price point I was looking at on that thing was like, damn, dude. And I did catch myself somewhere. I don't know where exactly. But I saw the blood mixed in with the shave cream before I rinsed it. Let's hope it's not a weeper. Just goes to show, do not take your razors for granted. But I like how this has aloe vera in it. Like it's great for soothing the skin. In fact, my Dickinson's Witch Hazel has aloe vera in it as well. Yeah, these areas around my chin, because of the way the way it sticks out, it's always really tough to get the desired smoothness. Yeah, just hear that audio feedback. Yeah, especially around here is where I really need to stretch the skin along the jawline too. Do I have any? Yep, right here. Yeah, right here as well. Look at this. Man, that soap goes everywhere. I know you're supposed to make circular motions with a brush, but for some reason it just never seems to work in building up a lather on my face, so I end up doing the side and up and down motions. And of course, that's why the lather goes flying. All right, so go ahead and apply the witch hazel and alum. But yeah, aloe for dry skin. Basically helps moisturize after the shave. A lot of guys like to use Thayer's witch hazel, and don't get me wrong, it's a good product, but it's terribly pricey. At least over here where I am, anyway. I can get like 2 of the T. Dickinson's witch hazels at 16 ounces each for the price of 1 Thayer's. And if you're trying to save money, wherever you can, why would you spend twice as much on the same product when you can get something similar and just as effective for half the price and the same amount, you know? It's like people who buy the Charmin and say, oh, you're wasting money on that overpriced toilet paper. Yeah, but I don't have to use as much. In one go, because you know, the cheap 1 or 2 thin ply toilet paper, I end up using so much of it. And I'm arguably spending as much, if not more, on that than I am on the Charmin. So it's basically all about, you know, finding the right balance. Because some products you want to spend money on in the short term to save it in the long term. In others, you just wait for it to go down in price. But yeah, so now we start with the aftershave lotion. Actually, let me shake it up. I find that helps to get it nice and mixed up, especially if you notice any separation. You don't want stuff settling to the bottom. So I got my Everman jack. Yeah, they've got this curved design that supposedly helps keep the same amount of deodorant stick in a smaller container. I'm not so sure about that. I need to locate my kitchen scale and find out the truth. So again, am I really getting as much? We'll see. So yeah, see a little pinprick hole? Yeah, get that little bit of amount on there. Because you don't want to go through your liquid products too quickly. A lot of guys started criticizing Doug over at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements for going with the plastic stoppers on his aftershave splashes. And I still have some of the aftershave lotion that he was selling before he switched over to those. And the difference is actually quite pronounced. So, yeah, gotta save where you can. You know, that's the way things go, you know. All right, anyway. Enough of my rambling. Cella Milano organic shave cream, along with the pre-shave gel, aftershave and post-shave balm, and then of course the Razorock G.o.A.T with Iridium Super from Pole Silver. Anyway, this is Mike from Blade and Brush, signing off.